Gemini, and welcome to your reading for February the 24th through March the 1st. And you are going to feel your ruling planet Mercury is doing somersaults this week. Stay tuned for the astrological report coming up right after this, so you can have more clarity on what's happening in the celestial sky and how that is affecting you. Okay, so Gemini, what wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Gemini for February the 24th through March the 1st? Thank you guys for all the likes, share, comments. Actually, I don't think anyone commented last week, and that's really unusual for Gemini. But I'm sure you will this week. Thank you so much. All the links to the other videos will be below, so check that out. This is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest. 3 cards for Gemini, please. 3 cards. Oh, there they are. 3 cards, darling. 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, very, very interesting. These are clarifying cards for Gemini. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Gemini through these clarifying cards? Okay. Please clarify the Queen. Oh, there it is. Oh, royalty, darling. Royalty's in the house. Please clarify the 10. Oh, there it is. And please clarify the high. Oh, yes. Okay. All righty then, Gemini. The first card out for you is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is, listen, she's this incredible, astute, intelligent woman who's an incredible businesswoman. She is brutally honest, though, and she just tells it like it is. What I would say when she comes into a reading is that she is the truth seeker. She will tell you the truth and not do it in a compassionate way. She's brutally honest. It's like men gather around her because she's so incredibly beautiful and intelligent, but they don't stick around for long because they can't cope with her. No filter. She has no filter. She doesn't intend on hurting you. She's just oblivious and in her mind, you need to know it. You need to know to go to get on with life and to go further. But she has a lot of, she's bruised a lot of egos in her path. Now, clarifying it is the Queen of Wands. So what I'm getting is that the Queen of Swords is you. Because the Queen of Wands comes in, well, actually, for some of you, it's not. Somebody else is telling you the truth and you need to hear it. And you've got to take what you can, take a moment and take what you can own and just leave the rest. But don't take it personally in a way that you are vindictive or you want to get back at the other person for telling you. So some of you are the Queen of Wands and some of you are experiencing the Queen of Wands. Now, clarifying the Queen of Wands is the Queen of Swords, clarifying the Queen of Swords. You see, I'm going to apologize right now because Mercury is retrograde. So I'm going to say something but mean something else. So when I've said the Queen of Wands, I've meant the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Wands is clarifying the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Wands is all about confidence. It's about accepting yourself, warts and all, right? Cromwell back in the day, he said to an artist, paint me warts and all, because in those days, artists would leave out imperfections. They paint over them. And so it was like, it's like modern day airbrushing. But Cromwell said, no, paint me really, warts and all. And he was painted, and he did have warts, and they were on his face. Now, the Queen of Wands, it's about accepting yourself. The dark side too, there's a little cat here in the front, a black cat. That's embodying all sides of you. We all have shadow sides, all of us. If you think you don't, then think again. You do. And we have to accept that. There's a place for that, for the shadow side. There's yin yang, there's light dark, there's male female. There's a place for that. Sometimes we need to stand up, and we need to be that, shadow side, that bitch, that sometimes a-hole, whatever it is, an asshole. There, I said it. So she is just confident. She accepts herself, warts and all her shadow side, and she understands that in order to have confidence, you need to accept all of you. Don't deny any part of you, so that you can go forward fully and whole and understand nobody's perfect, darling, no one. And in order for us to have confidence within ourselves, we have to recognize that. So if somebody has pointed something out about you that's kind of knocked you for a loop, somebody's giving you that kind of message, it's, don't take it so personally. Take it rationally and impartially if possible, right? And say, okay, what part of that can I own? Because then you're not mired in the problem. You're trying to look at the same, okay, what part of that can I own? What truth is in that? Okay, I'm going to take that. I don't like the way it was said, don't like the way it was presented, and I didn't like hearing it. I had to listen to that a few weeks ago. A friend of mine said something, and I was like, and I just was silent because I really knew there was truth in it. I didn't like the way she said it, but I knew her intention wasn't to hurt me or insult me. It was to help me see the truth in a situation. And I understood that. So I didn't, come back into, I was just silent. We laughed about it after, so well, you could have delivered that a little kinder, So anyway, I say all that to, because we can grow. There's an opportunity for you to grow, for personal growth here. And look, the next card out for you is the 10 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups, I always think is like nirvana. It's really, it's the happy card, happy families. It's like everything's coming up rainbows. I want to sing that song, but I'll refrain from it. Everything's coming up rainbows. It's lovely. But clarifying the 10 of Cups is the 5 of Wands. So I'm getting that there's probably some bickering going on within the family. If you don't have a full family, maybe it's a chosen family, but there's some, normally I would say that this is at work, the 5 of Wands, but I think that this, because of the 10 of Cups, I think this is within the family. There's some kind of banter going on. What it is, though, it's like everybody's trying to say something and everyone's speaking over each other and no one is being heard. No one is hearing what anyone else is saying. So you have an opportunity here, Gemini. And this opportunity is to be able to facilitate a platform where everyone can be heard. And I don't mean taking control, but I do mean kind of coming together as a team and saying, why don't we all, get together, or, even if it's a conference call, even if it's like, a group Skype, whatever it is, everyone gets together and, come up with creative ideas on how everyone can hear each other, and give each other a certain amount of time to say their piece. Don't interrupt, but you can respond afterwards. Do it a bit like a debate, right? A political debate. Come up with a creative idea. When the Five of Wands comes up, it's really important to address it, because our instinct, or what we really want to do, is sweep it under the carpet and not deal with it. That's what we want to do when this card comes up. But this is saying, no, handle it. You will benefit from addressing this. What doesn't seem very much or a big deal. Perhaps you're always speaking over each other as a family. But there's something about this card, if you don't handle it, it could possibly get out of control or out, But what I will say is that you have an opportunity here to really be rewarded from this. Now, it could be a reward from getting a really wonderful and deep connection with your family and with others. That could be one reward. Another reward could be, you've been noticed in the family, and they respect that you gave them a voice, that everybody was given a voice. Not that you gave them a voice, that everybody had a platform where they could be heard. And I think that will give you respect, that you came up, with a formula for which to do that. So I think everyone is going to be loving that. And so this is really about being a team player. It's not like we've got to do it this way and be dogmatic. It's about, let's set this up like all of us, and everyone can be in agreement. But handle this, you must. It's very important to handle that. Now, the next card out for you is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess she's like giving you the keys to the Akashic Records. She is sitting in the doorway of Solomon's temple, and she is bestowing all this knowledge, wisdom from time, the Akashic Records, wisdom from the beginning of time, and intuition and psychic ability. And of course, we have Mercury, your ruling planet, towards the end of the week is sextiling Uranus. So that brings in this kind of energy, right? But remember, clarifying the High Priestess is the Justice card. The Justice card is karmic. So remember that every decision you make has a karmic ripple to it. And so really make every decision through with that in mind. Don't accrue any more karmic debt. This is a time for you to pay it forward, right? So when the Justice card comes in, I always say, keep your side of the street clean. Don't manipulate, right? Because the High Priestess can also be manipulative, right? So that's Venus, I think. It's Venus conjunct. I think Venus is square. Stay tuned for the astrological report right after this. It escapes my mind, but I think it's Venus square Pluto, if I'm not mistaken. But, check the astrological report, because that will make more sense. So we need to keep our side of the street clean when the Justice card comes up. It's saying no shortcuts, and resist the urge for control and manipulation, because it will backfire and, create this karmic energy that you don't want to create. You want to pay off karmic debt, not create any more. Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget, stay tuned for the astrological report coming up next. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, and thank you so much for staying tuned for the astrological report to see what's happening in the celestial sky this week. That is the week of February the 24th through March the 1st. And we start on Monday, February the 24th. The Sun is sextile Mars at 9:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that will be the next day in Europe or earlier in the evening on the West Coast. So now this will increase your energy, this transit. It's a perfect time to kind of tackle any projects that you've kind of left on the shelf. And this is a really good time to kind of get that done. And also you'll have the stamina to see it through to completion. So this is a wonderful energy to take advantage of. Now, February the 25th, the Sun is conjunct Mercury at 12:59 a.m. So it'll be the day before on the West Coast, but it's on Monday in New York and in Europe. Now, this is a lively, chatty time, right? The Sun is energizing, so it's going to kind of energize your communication because Mercury is about communication, the intellect, and siblings and local travel. So your speech pattern may be faster than normal. You may be a little more chatty, but still be careful because remember that Mercury is in retrograde. So things that you say may be misinterpreted or misconstrued. So be very thoughtful before you say something, even though it's kind of very, that kind of thing, you know. I kind of get that. I talk very fast and sometimes my thought process is so fast I can't get it out of my mouth. So sometimes it can have you like that. So it's but it's energizing, it's fun, it's engaging. So it's definitely a way of making connections and perhaps posting something on social media. So also be very careful about what you post on social media during this time. Now, on Friday, the 27th, Venus is square Pluto at 5:06 p.m. Now, this can be a very stressful aspect for relationships because it's about power and it's about control. Ultimatums are likely during this time. And listen, resist the urge to manipulate because that's going to be front and foremost. It's about manipulation because you want the power over the relationship. So it's about spying. Don't look in emails. Don't look at things that you don't want to find. You know, we always find things if we're looking for it. So don't resist that urge. Let them have their privacy. And look, if it's meant to be, they'll be there. Listen, strong relationships will weather this transit. But relationships that are on thin ice could break up during this time and you could feel that very heavy pain. It's a very deep and heavy pain. But as I say, resist the urge to spy on your partner because it'll probably backfire if you do that. You're not going to gain anything from it, except perhaps pain. Now, also on the same day, although the next day, if you're in Europe, this is Friday, Mercury is sextile Uranus at 10:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's the next day in Europe. Now, this transit really quickens your mind, right? Because Mercury is the planet of intellect, and then Uranus is the higher octave of that. So it quickens things. So your mind works very fast, you know, sudden, incredible, innovative ideas may come to you. So have a pen and paper and write these things down. There may be a gem in there. Now, have you ever had that kind of thing where you think of someone that you haven't seen for years and then all of a sudden they pop up? You either get a message or you get a phone call or you bump into them. That's what this transit fosters. It fosters psychic ability and intuition and things like that come up out of the blue. So you may come across some surprising news, perhaps when you're, surfing through the internet. and also very vivid dreams at this time. So pay attention to your dreams, because you could receive psychic messages in your dreams. So write them down when you wake up, because they may be really informative to you later. So guys, that is the astrological report for the week. Thank you so much. I'd just like to mention a couple of things. This is a viewers supported channel, and you can support this channel by either becoming a member. I now have a membership available. Just press the join button and there are some perks in there. Check them out. There are 2 levels of membership. I'm going to do videos only for members, and all kinds of perks and things that I'm planning to do. Also, I have a Patreon page, and I'd like to really thank my patrons that I have. They really help me out. So thank you so much. And you can check out my Patreon page. You can click on this link. It'll take you to my Patreon page, and it shows you things that I post there that I don't post anywhere else. I also have a Facebook group, guys, and twice a month I do a live feed within that Facebook group. I'm planning to do those live feeds just for members only in my membership section. It's in the community tab, and the community tab, we can hang out there and talk and message, and I put special posts, behind the scene posts there for memberships. Anyway, that's my sales pitch, darling. I just want to thank you all for tuning in, and of course, more than anything, I am available for readings. So check out my website. The links will be below in the show more section, and you can see what kind of services I offer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.